Hello everybody, this is Con. You would remember earlier I published a video reviewing the improved 2017 Proton Iriz 1.6 Premium CVT. So right now I'm once again behind the wheel of an Iriz, but this time this is the cheapest variant of the Iriz, the 1.3 standard manual transmission, and it is the only version of the Iriz with manual transmission currently on sale. Now, I hear some of the enthusiasts asking, where is the 1.6 manual? Well, Proton did offer a 1.6 manual, but because there were no takers, so they decided to just scrap selling that car altogether. In fact, I understand that there was the total uptake of 1.6 manual Iriz when the variant was in offer was just only a handful. So Proton could not justify that kind of production variation in in their current volume, and hence the range is now just streamlined to a 1.3 standard manual, 1.3 standard CVT, 1.3 executive CVT, and 1.6 premium CVT. That's it. Okay, so now coming from the 1.6 premium to this standard variant, you lose quite a number of things lah. Okay, outside you lose all the body kit, you lose the daytime running lights, your rims get downsized from 15 to 14 inches. Inside you lose the leather finish at the side here, but the seats, interestingly enough, you still get these patterns here along the seat fabric. You lose the touch screen, you lose steering mounted controls, plenty of absences to remind you that you have picked the lowest variant of the range lah. So if the overall appearance of the car is, well, not appealing, what about the driving experience? Actually very good. Definitely more enjoyable than the 1.6 CVT. Yes, on paper you lose horsepower, but the truth of the matter is you gain the feeling of engagement in your driving experience. You get more joy as you roll through the gears of this 5-speed manual transmission, which in my opinion is the throws are a little long but decently precise, definitely better than most manual transmissions you get from Pro Dual cars. But if I must say, the brake pedal calibration still is a little abrupt, which means heel and toe down changes can be tricky to perform at times. Or maybe it's because my skill is not that good, as somebody once mentioned in my comment section before. But the overall driving experience, there are actually more positives than negatives when you stack this up against the 1.6 CVT model. I mean, as a whole, this car just feels more enjoyable to drive, and also because the rim size is smaller, tire profile bigger, it is actually more comfortable. The steering too seems to feel more natural, more nicely weighted. The premium model with the 15-inch rims steering, now after I drive back to back with this one, this steering feels nicer, but I suspect that is due more to the rim size than anything else. So, and actually, right, the overall driving experience of this car, right, this car really feels like it's one of those cars that were mechanically, honed to perfection. It is as if as Proton developed this 1.3 manual variant of the Iriz, and everything else is just a derivative from this. They said, okay, we're going to add a CVT, pop, and then later we're going to put in a 1.6 engine as well, and then we're going to give you manual and CVT and so on. So I remember a couple of years back driving the 1.6 manual version, and that one also, despite having more power, doesn't feel as nice and as well sorted as this one. This might have benefited from the 2017 improvements that was introduced last year, but definitely it feels more sorted, it feels more refined, it feels more complete as a product. In fact, I would say, right, this gels back into a long stereotype that continues to hold true today. Proton cars are best experienced with manual transmissions. You think about it, you go all the way back to along its history. Okay, the old Sagas, the old Iswaras, the old Vira 1.5s, they are all best driven with manual transmission, because all these cars, if you specify automatic, you get that shitty 3-speed transmission. When you go to the Vira 1.6, you get a better 4-speed automatic transmission, but that transmission, everybody knows, koyak after a few years. Same goes to the Perdana V6. And then there's the Wajah, which I'm familiar with. I've lived with manual version of a Wajah. I've lived with an automatic version of the Wajah. I can tell you, manual, the car drives so much better with a manual transmission. Same goes to the Gen 2. Same goes with everything else in the range. In fact, even the Preve, the Preve Turbo definitely would have been a lot better if there was an option for a manual transmission. So overall, the driving experience, this is, I have to say, this is very nice. I really definitely enjoyed driving this a lot more than the 1.6 Premium. Okay, even though this has less features, less power, but there's a lot more enjoyment to be derived from this car. It's just that to me, as somebody who owns a car with manual transmission and a high level of specification, okay, like my Wajah has 4 disc brakes, my Wajah has independent rear suspension, leather seats, rear armrests, all these with manual transmission. You can't get a car with this kind of specification anymore, and I can't blame the car factories for this, because if they may offer it, but I'll probably be one of only 2 buyers putting my money down for such a car. So it is quite sad, and it's sad that for today's buyers, if you are in the market for a new car and you want something with manual transmission, all you are left with, you are really stuck with all the kosong spec cars that, you know, that when you sit inside, you're like, this don't have, that don't have, and all that. Yeah, so that's a general rant on what's on the market offering, rather than towards this car in particular. Overall, I would say definitely this is way more enjoyable to drive than the Premium CVT. In fact, one more thing I would say, it is also quieter, because there is no more, you don't have to deal with the droning of the CVT. There's no more droning sound from the CVT. The manual doesn't make any noise on the move. When you drive the CVT, you always have to deal with the noise coming from the CVT. This one doesn't bother you with that. So it's also actually a lot quieter on the move. Yeah. So overall, very good, very enjoyable car to drive, very fun little car. So I'm not sure what sort of buyer would find this Iriz 1.3 manual appealing, but I would say this if you can see it within you to buy this car, right, you'll actually have a pretty fun time living with it. Yeah. So the question is, are you okay living with the overall simplicity of the car as well, minus a lot of the creature comforts that that we have come to expect from our day-to-day cars? Alright, so that concludes my short little review of this Iriz 1.3 manual, and until my next video, thanks for watching, bye for now.